Good morning. It's April 7th, I think. April 7th, year of our Lord. And I'm reviewing, well, I'm not reviewing, I'm ranking, I guess. I'm going to rank every one of the Grateful Dead studio albums, which I've listened to a ton of Grateful Dead. I've had, live recordings of the Grateful Dead my whole life. But I've never actually listened start to finish to their studio albums. It's a slog, sort of. If you're a fan, it's just like hearing castrated versions of every song you love. You're just like, what? They're so. I've heard this jammed out in so many different ways that are more interesting sonically than this. We're just gonna get a sax. We're just gonna get some harmonica instead of the jam. I want the jam. That's why. Anyway. Okay, so here they are. Blues for Allah I put number one, because Blues for Allah contains the only music that you actually need the album to listen to, and some of it is quite good. The studio capture of Help Slip Franklin's is great. The lyrics to these songs, the lyrics to Help in the Way. Crippled but Free. I was blind all the time I was learning to see. She can fly like a lie, she can't be outdone. Without love, the dream it'll never come true. You know these words. Your eyes look to your mother's... Some another time forgotten space. Your eyes look to your mother's face. Yeah, if you plant ice, you're gonna harvest wind. Crazy Fingers? Life may be sweeter for this, I don't know. Feels like it might be alright. Yeah, then they do Sage and Spirit, and then they call it Epiphany in the Desert Part 3, whatever. It's this slow Arabian. They play the peak lick first, which is basically Mind Left Body Jam. The peak lick, and then dun, 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 this plodding, African sounding tribal music, and then falls apart into Other One Jam, Dark Star Jam, just kind of psychedelic noise, and then it resolves with Mind Left Body Jam with them singing unto eternity, unto eternity. But really why you need this is because it's King Solomon's Marbles. They never played. They played it a couple times right after they wrote it in 75. I don't even know if there's a 76 version. I've only heard it on the GAMH show and one from the Vault. It's a beautiful song. It's like they took the part of Eyes that I wanted them to keep playing and made it into an epic jazz fusion song. But they never play it. They played it in those two times. Anyway, that's why Blues for Allah for me. Because you have basically a studio recording of Arabian Jam into Mind Left Body Jam, and you have a studio recording of King Solomon's Marbles. So yeah, that's better than any of the other ones. Mars Hotel. I like the production on this. The songs they're writing at this period are very good. I feel like this is a really playful sounding record. It sounds like a Dead show to me. American Beauty is a completely different direction. It's that Crosby, Stills, and Nash vocal harmony, super produced, but just the studio version of Friend of the Devil or Ripple or songs like that is just undeniable. It's really good. Also, you still have Pigpens, you have delightful Operators to Delight. American Beauty is very good. Working Man's Dead, equally good. Similar palette sonically, similar quality material. Wake of the Flood is also good. The production on it's not terrible, and the songs are amazing. The songs on Oxo Moxoa are better, but they kind of castrate them in certain ways that makes this less of my favorite record. The fact that you open St. Stephen and they just go into Dupree's instead of the 11, even though they recorded a studio St. Stephen 11. That's a bummer. Terrapin Station is the opposite. Terrapin Station is unlistenable because of the production and because of the choice to include like weird suspect material. Some serious Keith Donna enabling on whoever's producing this record, but it's not enjoyable except for the studio version of Terrapin Station, which, like King Solomon's Marbles, they never fucking performed except for that one show in '77 where they did Terrapin Flyer. I mean, like, post-Dead outfits will perform the full suite, but the last part of the suite rules. And the way they produced this, with all those strings and synths and stuff, it's like, it makes perfect sense when you're applying that to Terrapin. Like, the endlessly epic song that's never finished. This song is so epic, Jerry just started performing it before Hunter finished writing it because it was too epic to be finished, basically. He was just like, no, this is epic enough already. It can't be any more epic than Inspiration, Move Me Brightly, Light the Song with Sense and Color, Hold the Way to Despair. More than this I will not ask. Faced with mysteries dark and vast, statements just seem vain at last. Some rise, some fall. Counting stars by candlelight, all are dim but one is bright. Spiral light of Venus. Shining first, rising first, and shining best from the northwest corner of a brand new crescent moon. Crickets and cicadas sing a rare and different tune. Terrapin Station. So good. I could just listen to Terrapin Station all day. Next is In the Dark. This is their best later record. Like, Touch of Grey is fine. It's a good song. I enjoy the studio version of Touch of Grey. The Brent is not as unmanageable as it is on other albums, such as Built to Last and Go to Heaven, which are lower. Built to Last is next. I think this has Studio Althea. Let's Go to Heaven. We need to talk about Go to Heaven. Anthem of the Sun, just kind of like weird, fast, trippy versions. I appreciate a Studio Golden Road, but I don't need to listen to this record. Shakedown Street, the production is bizarre and terrible. And Lowell George is good at producing his own record. I was listening to fucking Time Lives a Hero this morning. Production's excellent. Well, they say, time loves a hero, but only time can tell if he's real. He's a legend from heaven. If he's not, he was sent here from hell. He'll be well. Got an uncle in Puerto Rico, spends his time in the casino. Ugh, so good. So good. Why is this album so bad? I don't understand. France? Like, you're joking. What are you doing? Why is this... This is still good Dead. Like, this is still... You're producing a good set of music from the band where they're still, like, creatively good. But, like, what... It's like a really well-produced, no jam, just executed good lovin'. Like, Serengeti? What the fuck is that? I listened to it. I still do not know what I just listened to. From the Heart of Me. If I Had the World to Give just sounds like awkward. Stagger League. The production on this works for one song. Stagger League. Because that boingy, weird Lowell George thing, that's just like, oh, Stagger League. Just makes... I don't know. That's the song I like from this. From Go to Heaven, my least favorite. Ugh. There's literally a plumber, like, piping shit on this record. I think they're aware that this is not a great record. This is the studio out there, yeah. And the studio feels like a stranger. It's clean, but it's clean dirt. It's like dirt under a microscope. So you can see what Feel Like a Stranger is. It's dirt all the way down. It's a filthy song. But yeah. Anyway. This Must Be Heaven. Because tonight... I mean, if it's not the real thing, it's close enough to pretend. That's on this record. Studio Don't Ease Me In. This is like the corny organ, like... I don't get why you've been playing this song forever, and why do we need this version of it in 1980? After Easy to Love You, I can't get into how bad Brent's songs are. It's like Doobie Brothers Meat Love. even the good Jerry, like the Alabama Getaway is a good song, but it sounds like a ZZ Top, like overproduced, corny 80s, that. But I think Alabama Getaway is one of the last great Hunter Garcia, Chuck Berry type songs. So I actually enjoy the studio version of that. I enjoy the studio version of I Need a Miracle on Shakedown Street. With Lowell just blowing the harmonica, I assume. Um, yeah, Wake of the Flood, Mars Hotel is my favorite material. It's my favorite era of the band. Live, except for the Oxo Moxo, Working Man's Dead, like Anthem of the Sun. Yeah, but Live Dead was the best thing they released until the 90s, I guess. Yeah, seems to check out. Anyway, so the ranking is Blues for Allah, From Mars Hotel, American Beauty, Working Man's Dead, Wake of the Flood, Oxomoxo, Terrapin Station. Now you can stop listening to them. In the Dark, Built to Last, Anthem of the Sun, Shakedown to Street, Go to Heaven. Everything's a 10, baby. We only do 10s here.